Hello reception, year 1, year 2, it's me, Mr. A, back with story time for another day, and we're going to carry on with Kenneth Grahame's The Wind in the Willows, and this is part 2, which is entitled The Open Road. Right, let's see what Rat and Mole get up to this time, and again I'll try and stick some images up in the top corner here, by the miracle of technology, to help you follow along and see what's happening. So, Rat and Mole spent all of the long hot summer together. Then one day, Mole told Rat he'd like to meet Mr. Toad. "I've heard so much about him," said Mole, "and I do so want to meet him." "Certainly," agreed Rat. "Get the boat out and we'll go up to Toad Hall at once." They went round a bend in the river and came upon a very big house, with well-kept gardens and lawns reaching down to the water's edge. "That is Toad Hall," announced Rat, "the home of Mr. Toad. Many have seen it from the outside, but Toad only likes his special friends to call on him." "Toad is quite good-natured, even if he does boast a lot. I'm sure he won't mind us landing here," explained Rat. They took a small turning off the main river and passed a sign which read, "Private, no landing allowed." "Toad built this place when boating was the big thing in his life," Rat told Mole. "I wonder what his latest craze is now he's fed up with boating." Rat rowed his boat past the private sign. He and Mole tied it up outside the boathouse. It looked as though it could do with cleaning from top to bottom and a good tidying up. Rat and Mole found Toad resting in a garden chair with a large map spread out before him. He jumped up to give his visitors a joyful welcome. "You're the very friends I want," cried Toad, although he'd never even met Mole before. "You've got to help me. It's most important." Toad told them he'd given up boats some time ago. "I've discovered what is the greatest excitement of them all," he told them. "Come, let me show you." Toad led the way to a yard in front of the coach house. There they saw a gypsy caravan, shining with bright yellow paint and with green and red wheels. A happy yellow canary sang a sweet tune from its golden cage hanging by the caravan door. Toad was excited. He waved his arms in the direction of the caravan and cried out to Rat and Mole, "There you are! Have you got everything we need to start our journey on the open road this very afternoon?" Rat didn't like the way Toad used words such as "we" and "our" and "this afternoon." He knew that when Toad said "we," he meant all three of them, Toad, Mole and himself. He knew that when Toad said "our journey," he meant their journey as well. And when Toad said "this afternoon," he really meant immediately, right now. He also knew there was absolutely no way of getting out of it. Rat was quite right, because before they hardly knew what they were doing, he and Mole had fallen under the spell of Toad's enthusiasm. They rounded up Toad's old grey horse, harnessed it to the caravan, and set off rolling along the highway with Toad at the reins. After a beautiful summer's day amongst the fields and country lanes, the tired travellers spent that night on a common. They sat on the grass and ate supper beneath a starry sky and yellow full moon. By the second day of their travels, Rat and Mole made sure that Toad did his share of the hard work. They made him help look after the horse, prepare some of the meals, and do some of the tidying up. Already Toad was showing signs that he was not finding caravan life so restful after all. Toad moaned when he had to wash dishes and groaned when he had to fetch water. His poor back was aching and his whole body seemed full of pain. When they set off again, Rat guessed it would not be long before Toad's love of life in a caravan would be over and finished, and then he and Mole could go back to their life on the riverbank. The travellers set off. Mole walked ahead, talking to the horse. Rat was further back, listening to more of Toad's boastful tales. Suddenly they turned to see a cloud of dust over the road some way behind them. There was also the sound of poop poop, poop poop. In no time at all, the dust was all around them, and they jumped for safety into the nearest ditch. "Poop poop, poop poop," came the warning sound of the monster's horn. They all had a quick glimpse of the shiny glass, red leather and brass fittings of a magnificent motor car. It swept by at such speed that it soon dwindled away to a speck on the horizon. The driver, a very smart-looking gentleman, was still sounding the horn. "Poop poop, poop poop." Shocked by all that was happening, the old grey horse reared up and then fell backwards, pushing the caravan into the ditch by the roadside. There was a tremendous crashing noise, and the beautiful yellow caravan turned onto its side. It was a complete wreck. Mole was sorry their holiday had ended so sadly. Rat wasn't too upset, but Toad was in a sort of daze. Rat and Mole rescued the little bird in its cage and gathered their belongings. They put the horse in a nearby stable. Then they bought railway tickets for all three of them, as well as the bird, to take them back to the nearest station to Toad Hall. Toad would not allow them to report the damage caused by the car to the police. "What?" he cried out. "Complain about that car? That beautiful heavenly motor car? Never, I say, never!" Like the good friends they were, Rat and Mole made sure Toad was returned safely to Toad Hall. They left him tucked up in bed. Poor Toad, he still looked to be in a daze, and all he kept saying was, "Poop, poop, poop, poop." Rat knew then that Toad's next craze would be for motor cars. Alright, and that's the end of chapter 2. I'll be back tomorrow with the final chapter, which is called The Wild Wood. Right, have a great day everybody, and I'll be back again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.